Hi everyone. I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and there was this moment of insight that came through me that was helpful for this person. And I feel like I really wanted to make a little video to share it with you, with those who this might serve as well. Um, so the insight was that. Uh, when sometimes we feel overwhelmed or emotional or afraid or worried or like um, feeling like we are being a little bit bad in a way, like not worthy of love or like doing something wrong. And so, but at the same moment, we are also wanting love. At the same moment, we want um, to receive that. Support by the other person of that it's okay for us to be that way, but at the same time we are fighting in a way, like we are in this mode of like disbelieving that we can actually be loved in this state. So we feel like we are our worst enemy in a way, in that moment, so no one can love us in that. So the insight was that, um, what if we perceive this part of us is not completely who we are? It's like not associating ourselves with like, or I am being bad, I am unlovable, or I am doing something wrong. Um, and so, yeah, so if we are seeing that it's not the complete picture of who we are, but rather we can take a look at that aspect of ourselves as our baby, or like just a baby, a child that is crying, that is like uh, doesn't really know what's happening, but at the same time, like it's just unhappy, it's just unhappy with how things are going, and just like uh, saying or doing something like in that state. So that gives us perspective to be an observer of that part of ourselves and to actually extend love and acceptance towards this part of ourselves, because we are seeing we are not that part, so we are not incapable of love. We are just um, yeah, like we just sort of like step back into the awareness of I am bigger than that, this is an aspect of me, but I'm bigger than that, and we allow space and freedom to that aspect of ourselves to just be. It's like, oh, it's okay, you're being sad right now, you're being afraid right now, you're worrying right now, it's okay. It's like, I'm not trying to fix it. Like there is no need to fix it, because we give it space. We do not depend on this part of ourselves to solve itself, because we know we are not that part. We know we are beyond that part. So we start to feel into the space of love and acceptance that is always there, that is inherent to who we are, and we can access that space directly in ourselves, directly in that um, point of who we really truly are, like the wisdom part of us that knows, that can soothe that crying child with its love and attention, and allowing for the child to cry at this moment if for whatever reason it wants to cry. Yeah, so it's a moment of sort of like uh, stepping back into awareness and into the true part of who you are, into the wisdom of your soul. And from that moment, you can see that um, this aspect that is crying is just a part of you. And then you just allow it be, knowing that you are a part of circle of love and light and creation, and there is nothing that is happening that is preventing you from being loved, from feeling good, from being at peace with what's happening, from knowing that you are still deserving of everything you want. There is nothing in you that is not allowing you to be loved or to receive what you want. And you are the one who is essentially giving everything to yourself. Like, as you connect to that part of you that is full of love and light, once you can access that, you can then have a reference point of that is who I am, because it feels so true in my whole body, in my whole system. And then you're learning to live more and more from that space. And it's okay when, like, you or whoever is watching, or me, sometimes can forget and go into these patterns of thinking, oh, I am that worry, I'm that fear, this is real. And sometimes it can feel real because we step into it forgetting who we actually really are, like that space in which everything happens. Yeah, so it's okay if we sometimes like step back into that smaller container space when something feels disturbing, or like it's the end of the world. And it's okay for that to be, and to know that, and to sort of like still allow yourself to have experiences, to have moments, to have people around you who can remind you of who you really are, and you yourself can remind yourself who you really are. So those moments, those resources will start coming into you in your life once you allow yourself to step onto this path of being true to who you are, living in your soul, living in your purpose of like this wisdom part of you. So it is always a choice. It is always a choice how you want to live your life, who you want to associate yourself with. But this is just a perspective for those who are craving for that more authentic life, more like true life, and to be free, to feel loved, to feel supported, like, yeah, to sort of exist in this different state of being when everything is happening for your highest good, and you know how to allow that love in, because you know you are that love. You can associate, not associate, but like step into that part of you that is love, that is like, of course, love, of course, acceptance, of course, freedom. And like train yourself more and more to be in that space. And as you are more and more in that space and learning to also relate to other people from that space, you are starting to strengthen yourself, being true to yourself. And so other people can also see you being more true to who you are. So then they can also communicate with who you really are. They cannot see you unless you see yourself first. Like they cannot relate to you in the places you are not allowing yourself to be yourself. So it's up to you to decide to what degree you want to be who you really are, and choose wisely as well who you want to connect with, communicate with, what kind of like environments you go in, what kind of food you eat, everything. Like you just become conscious about what kind of information you consume, you let into your system, because then that of course informs how you feel, how you think, and allows you to go in multiple directions that are possible. So you choose all the things depending on which direction you really want to go into. Yeah. And yeah, and also of course listen to yourself. You know the best always what is true for you, what is right for you, who you are meant to be, what is really true in your heart. Only you can know that. And it's up to you to choose that. It's up to you to let that shine.